Yo, what's up, guys? We're down here at Auburn University.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Twin State Podcast, and we got a really awesome guest hopping on with us today. Auburn defensive player, we got none other than Blake Woodby, man. Thank you so much for hopping on.
What's going on? What's up with you guys, man? Everything good?
Dude, yes, sir, man. We're just psyched to be here. Bro, I mean, how's spring ball been? I mean, Auburn came in this season with really one of the best recruiting classes in the country. That was really big, especially you coming here. How do you feel about the team coming into this season?
Oh, I love the team.
Yeah.
I love the team. I came up here with 4 other teammates from high school. That was on my high school team.
Yeah.
So just being able to be with the guys, and like I said, we just talked about earlier, like being out here is completely different than the way I grew up. But I got adjusted real quick. But yeah, I love the team. I love the teammates. Love the coaches. Not too many complaints on my end.
Man, we're super excited to watch all this upcoming season, but we kind of wanted to start back from the beginning of your journey. When did you really start to play football?
So I got into football at a really young age. My first time playing was, I think I was around like the age of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, age of 5, I started going and playing. I had an older brother. He was at West Virginia, played corner there. So I kind of watched how he loved the game. My dad coached for 18 years at a high school around my way. He ended up coaching me for a real long time, all the way up until 8th grade. So I just been around football kind of my whole life for real. I just loved everything about it from a real young age, but it started real young with me.
Do you think your dad had a bigger influence on you starting to play football or your brother?
Probably my dad.
Yeah.
My dad. Yeah, probably my dad. I definitely say my dad because my dad got a good has a good resume when it comes to coaching in our area. Coached a lot of guys in our area. Guy named Navarro Bowman, he played linebacker in the NFL for about like maybe 11, 12 years. Another guy named Tavon Jacobs, Vernon Jacobs, they brothers that went to University of Maryland, played receiver for a long time. But yeah, he's a good little record. I like to say for just being able to produce good football players, and he kind of passed that on to me as he coached me.
Yeah, bro, I love it. I really wanted to ask you about St. Francis and getting to play there. What really led you to want to play for St. Francis in that school, and what do you think was kind of the biggest factor of like? I mean, y'all had an amazing run there while you were there. Like, what was the biggest key factor to the successful seasons y'all had?
Just the brotherhood, the camaraderie, everything. So I'm from PG County, Maryland. You guys know St. Francis in Baltimore.
Right.
So I lived in Baltimore, in a house with some of my teammates for about it was from when I was the age of 16. No, when I was the age of 15, just turned 16 all the way up to I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I was living with literally my teammates like we were in college. It was 9 of us, one bathroom.
Wow.
One bathroom, one shower. You get to know someone real so close when it's one bathroom in the house. So, but yeah, I think just the brotherhood and us being around each other every single day. We there's a lot of high schools that I know that don't do kind of the same things that we do every single day. You know what I'm saying? We live together, we eat together, we watch each other wake up, watch each other go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We cry, we laugh, and it's just really like just one big family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, was it hard moving away from home, kind of moving into that new environment?
I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Because you think like me at 15 years old, my parents like to think I was a little advanced when it came to just my personality and type of person I was. So I was kind of one of those people growing up. I was like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, experience a little life of my own. But once now you get a little older, it's you got bills to pay now, so it's a little different. But yeah, it was just definitely just a great experience just being up there. Like I definitely wouldn't. I think it was besides coming here, it was one of my best decisions that I made at a real young age. And my mom really didn't want me to go at first because it was kind of the COVID year. So yeah, the COVID was going on and stuff like that. But my coach that coached me for the past maybe like 5 years, he's like one of my family members. I consider him. So he kind of convinced my mom and my dad. My dad was always on board though. My dad was always on board. He wanted me to be, because my dad doesn't really trust a lot of people when it comes to football and who's teaching me and stuff like this. Just like any other real world, you know what I'm saying. But he really did trust him because he had a good resume behind him, just like him. So, but yeah, it was a great decision that I made.
So you're going like kind of leaving home. You're going into that kind of next environment. I knew you were ready for it, but was that hard at all to adjust to like a completely different living with all the guys, or did you adjust pretty easily? Because I feel like if you're living with your teammates, you're living kind of with your best friends. Like I mean, there's cons, but I feel like the pros would be a lot better.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of pros. Nobody ever did a homework assignment on their own. I tell you that. definitely helped a lot with that. But it was a little adjustment because of just the living style. You know what I'm saying? I have one other brother, one older sibling. My parents kind of definitely made it our situation of living where it was like if my brother had something, I had it too. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted two things, I got two things just like him. Kind of made it pretty equal. It wasn't, but when you get to live around a lot of other people, you got to learn the art of sharing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Being kind, being considerate of other people's belongings, other people's emotions, how they feel and stuff like that. Because we playing a contact sport, but majority of our sport is definitely mental. So it taught me a lot about myself and who I wanted to be as I got older, because I was living with some people where it was like I'm blessed to have both my parents in the household. My mom and dad did everything that they could possibly do for I could live a great life. I had no complaints on how I grew up, but I was living with people where sometimes they didn't have some of the things that I had. They weren't, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have the blessings that I was blessed with at a young age. So it make you think a lot about your life and how appreciative you are.
Right, and obviously y'all went on to do like really awesome things with your team. We'd love to jump into your recruitment process. Did you enjoy it? I know it was a little hectic, but did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. It's the recruiting process. It's hard for most kids because it's hard. You having a business conversation with an 18-year-old. So, because college is a business decision. Like it's definitely, you have to make it off of a strong heart and a good mindset. But it's a lot of other people's emotions involved in your decision that's only affects you. So you have to really understand that if you want to have a good process, you have to make sure that you kind of keep your emotions out of it, because that's gonna make you really make everything bitter on your side. Because it's like I say it's like dating. It's like dating. You know what I'm saying? Once you kind of you talk around with other people, you know what I'm saying? You figure out who you really like. You might be dating a couple girls, you know what I'm saying? Right. But when you married, you better stay married, or you get divorced. There's gonna be some consequences that come behind that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get bad raps, and schools get bad raps for saying they want to be, you know what I'm saying, committed to some person, and you know what I'm saying, they just not. But my process was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I like, again, that was another thing that I had around me where it taught me a lot about what type of person I wanted to be. It taught me how to have them tough conversations, because it's a business. It does, and you have to have those tough conversations with other grown men, because they rely. Sometimes that what you do relies on whether they put food on their table for their families. So, but I tried to keep my emotions out of it. I try to keep my kind of keep my family out of it, honestly, because they're gonna your family's usually gonna tell you the easiest way to make you happy, and I didn't really need that. You know what I'm saying? I need the truth, no matter how hard it hurt me. So, but I have no complaints on my end.
Yeah, bro. You had a really cool process where I mean you had schools all over the country wanting you to come, and you were with Ohio State, decommitted, and then went to Auburn. What about Auburn was like, man, like Hugh Freeze and this coaching staff, like what about Auburn really drew you that you're like, man, I want to play here?
So, funny story. So, defensive coordinator, Coach Durkin, right?
Right.
My coach that I was telling you about that coached me from in high school.
Yeah.
He was with him at University of Maryland. Coach
Really?
Durkin was the head coach. So I have a video on my phone. I'll send it to you guys later. When Coach Freeze and Coach Durkin were at Ole Miss.
Yep.
And they were my first offer.
Really?
I was in 7th grade. They called me.
You had an offer in 7th grade?
Yeah. So
bro, hold on. What was that like? 7th grade offer?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I definitely went to school with a smile on my face. I had a couple before I stepped in high school though. I Had Ole Miss, Virginia Tech, South Carolina,
Oh my gosh.
Maryland, and Boston College before I got to high school. So that was a crazy little experience.
Dude,
Yeah, that
that's
was crazy.
crazy.
But yeah, I started that video on my phone. I remember Coach Durkin called my coach.
Yep.
And he put me on the phone, and he was like, "Man, I heard, you know what I'm saying, my guy, coach, his name Coach Justin. He said, Coach, I keep telling me about you and telling me how good of a player you're gonna be." And he offered me on the spot.
Wow.
He offered me just like that, and then 5 years later, I'm playing for him now.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's crazy how God works, man.
Nah, it really is, because we talk about that all the time. And now I know his kids, his wife's Miss Sarah.
Wow.
And yeah, it's definitely a crazy experience. It's a crazy experience.
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
full circle.
That's
Yeah, it is.
crazy.
Is there anything they were able to in those like last coming days? Because like in that big weekend where everyone's committing, like there's that big like. Are they
Half the
gonna
people decommit.
Yeah, everyone decommits. Like, what was kind of the last push? Because it felt like, I mean, you go through these recruiting cycles, and it felt like this year just Auburn had it. Like, what was the main message of, like, it might not have been the season they wanted last year, but they're really pushing for an SEC championship this season and all that. Like, what was the push they were giving to all the guys this year that was like, man, we're really gonna contend with the program this year?
I can't speak on what they told anybody else.
Yeah.
But what I can say is, well, just off the fact that I just don't know.
Right.
But at the same time, I will say their push. It wasn't really a push for me.
Really?
It wasn't really a push for me because I was in a situation where I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, where I used to be coming to Ohio State. Great program, great place. I just don't know. It was just something you know what I'm saying, I just felt like it was just better here, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of person that I always just go with my gut. You know what I'm saying? I pray on it first and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's right for me. And I'm able to live with the consequences that come with that. You know, whether if they end up in good shape or in bad shape.
Right.
But the push over here for me was just like, if you know anything about me, I'm a relationship guy. And I love having relationships with the coaches that I play for. Because ultimately, I feel like everybody has the good football players. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the nice facilities, and it's the culture that you install and the team that you're trying to build, which is going to set you over the edge in them tough battles and them long games. Was fourth quarter, and we need you know what I'm saying, we need somebody to push through. You rely on your culture and what you've been taught.
Right.
So I wanted to be in a building where the culture was loud, and my coaches were able to push. You know what I'm saying? What they feel like was best for the team, and they're able to listen and understand where the players are coming from, and then they just good guys. Like they all just is good guys. Like I really can't say that I don't have. I really can say that I really don't have anybody in the building where I'm like, oh, I hope I don't see this person today.
Really? That's awesome.
I love every single last person in that building because they all believed in me. And I know how to separate my emotions from business because we all trying to get to the same goal. So it's definitely I don't know. I really can't think of anything they really had to convince me.
Yeah.
I kind of seen everything I had to see. You know what I'm saying, from just being there.
Man, that's really incredible. And now y'all have all committed. You went through spring ball. What was that process like for you?
So at St. Francis, we had spring ball at St. Francis too, though. So it's some places where in Maryland where you're not allowed to, but we were actually fortunate enough to be able to go through that whole same process. Of course, it's different. You're in college; it's a lot faster, but it was a great experience. Because just me being at St. Francis, I've gone against the best. Like I've gone against the best. Like you could possibly like I played Jeremiah.
But
Smith.
everyone.
Like
Wow,
I
yeah,
played like
everyone.
I played Josiah Trader. I played Carnell Tate. Like,
Right.
so I've seen the best of the best. So it wasn't really a culture shock when it came to like the competition. But the only thing I really had to get adjusted was just the speed. Everything's moving fast. You know what I'm saying? Everything's moving fast paced, which you gotta get 16 periods in a 2 hour span. So we going 16 periods of just straight football.
Yeah.
Straight football. So just the speed and trying to just get first day I was just kind of laying in the back trying to figure out next day I'm hit the ground running.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think I had a great spring though.
Bro, I think what's really cool is you came here with teammates, and we were talking about this the other day, like how cool would it be to get to go play football at the next level with a ton of your friends that you were with in high school, and you got to do that, bro.
Yeah.
How important were they, or are they now, like, you kind of, I mean, you already have a relationship with them. Like, you're not having to go, I mean, you're making new relationships, but you're going in with guys that you've known for a long time that have your back. Like, how important has that been during your time here?
It's definitely been a great thing because I hold all my friends accountable, and they hold me accountable too. We all want the best for each other. If I feel like something's wrong with my friend, or I feel like he's not putting up his best foot forward, I'm gonna tell him. Like, come on, like, it's not looking like, you know what I'm saying, it's your day today, what's going on? Or I'm gonna try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what I can possibly do to ease whatever they got going on. But at the same time, the moral of the story is that me and my friends have a relationship where nothing could possibly be personal when it comes to criticism with us. So I can talk to my friend and have a conversation with him as if he knows that it's all from love. Like, it's all from love. It's all from me trying to just get the best out of you. And I don't think I could be friends with anybody who didn't tell me when I was wrong. Because nobody's perfect. There's only one person perfect. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to just be here with them and just go through the process, it made everything a lot smoother. Because we end up enjoying the same classes too. So we going to class together, going to sleep, waking up, going to practice, eat lunch.
It's everything, man. It's everything.
It's everything. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely made everything a lot smoother, for sure.
Bro, I think that's awesome. I really want to talk to you about your faith, because I think that's such a cool thing of, like, and a lot of guys don't have, like, they come to the next level and they don't have faith, and I think it's cool that you've been bold in your faith in God, because there's not a ton of guys that are willing to do it. How big of a role has God played in your football journry, getting all the way here at Auburn?
The biggest role. The biggest role. Yeah, he's definitely been working on me for a real long time. I didn't really start. Well, first of all, I like that my parents are very, very, very religious. I come from a religious background on both sides of my mom and dad. They always tell me to put God first in anything I possibly do. So I had that background from a very young age. But, you know, sometimes when you get a little older, you kind of try to navigate through by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I feel like that was a natural thing. As a teenager, starting to be a teenager when I was like 16, 17 years old, when I was first in high school, I kind of like just not saying I try to stir away from them, but I'm just like I probably definitely should have prayed more. Sure. Definitely should have, you know what I'm saying, talked to him more. Just naturally kind of just drifted off from it. Sure. And then I had a couple injuries in my high school. Got hurt my junior year, tore my PCL. It was, you know what I'm saying, didn't really know what was going to happen.
Right.
Because I partially tore it, then tried to come back too fast, and tore it worse. So then I just, I come back senior season, first game of the season, sprained my MCL because my knee, because my PCL really not even still fully back to normal, honestly, because it's all with scar tissue on my knee, but I still play on it, so cause it doesn't really affect me. But the problem with that is that it makes everything on my knee weaker. So I had to do a lot more quad strengthening and hamstring strengthening stuff just to keep it, you know what I'm saying, regular 100%. But first game of the season, sprained my MCL, and then second game of the season, sat out. And then third game of the season, we was in Cali. We played Orange Lutheran in California. So I kind of have a little pregame routine or whatever. I go like to sit in the hot tub and stretch and pray and just talk to them. I talked to a couple of my family members and stuff like that. But I really just sat down in the hot tub and I was just thinking. I was just sitting down. I was just like, I feel like it was cursed kind of, because I was kept, every time I felt like I was 100%, I come back and I just get hurt again. Right. So I was just sitting down. I just asked them like, is this what you want me to do? Like, really, that's really all. If this not what you want me to do, then, you know what I'm saying, just show me. And I just have to deal with it. But I went out there. I had a great game. Had a pick. First pick in high school, actually, because I didn't have no picks. I had no picks until my senior year. So I had my first pick, and then after that, it gave me the confidence to go through the whole season without worrying. Because I was just I was really anxious, like trying to figure out if this was what really my calling was. Yeah. Right. So when I figured out after I've had a great game, I'm like, that's all you had to. That's all you had to say. And then after that, I had the best season I could possibly imagine. So yeah, I balled. So But yeah, he's definitely working on it for a long time. And then after that, I feel like we always can do more to show our gratitude towards him. But
Right.
it was the best it possibly was at that point in time.
I think it's always funny, like, and that God has such a funny way of like working things out in His
Right.
plan. And I was sitting here the other day just thinking about that and like kind of my story of like, man, the amount of times I wanted things to go like my way.
Right.
Like, I mean, Jackson both transferred schools mid-year. If you asked me at the beginning of the year if I thought I was transferring, no.
Yeah.
But like God is such a bigger picture than like
For sure.
than we remember.
For sure.
And it's nice when it's all said and done. It's not always nice when you're going
When it's
through
all
that,
said
bro.
and done, you be happy.
Bruh.
You be thinking like, man, I'm going through this for no reason. But like, nah, yeah. But sometimes it's always, I definitely had millions of those moments. I'm like, man, this is gonna be over. Like, man, I keep getting hurt. I'm over here just like I'm not playing. And I'm really competitive. Like
Sure.
I have a really competitive, like natural competitive nature just comes with the territory.
Absolutely.
But just being able to see like just people playing, I'm like, I had a question like, am I a hater? Like, I was really torn with that. Like, I really talked to my coach about that because I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I can't be it. Like, I know I'm not a hater, but I'm just like, he's like, nah, bro, you're just a competitor. Like, you really feel like you should be out there and you just can't right now. So. But yeah, God definitely got me through that, just like He get me through everything else. So,
Bro.
but yeah,
Dude, I love that. And I think it's cool that 180 with the Ole Miss coach too, bro. Now here.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild
yeah.
too.
Freeze was there. Freeze was the head coach at the time too.
That's so crazy.
Freeze was the head coach at the time. Durkin was the defensive coordinator.
Wow.
And then about what was that? That was 2020. That was 2020. That was 2020, and we 2025. That's 5 years later.
Wow.
So going into the season, y'all got a big schedule coming up.
Yep.
Is there a game you're looking at like,
Alabama.
oh, I'm so ready.
Come on, you
Alabama.
knew he was gonna say that.
Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I love, like I said, I have a very, very, very deep competitive nature. So when it comes to rivalries, you know, we kind of got that with IMG.
Yeah.
When we was in high school.
Right.
So I just it's another thing to look forward to. It was nothing to look forward to. Any type of competition, like I take everything very, very seriously when it comes to competing. Like we were playing. I forgot what we were doing back in Maryland, but we were at my friend's house, and we was at the football house at Baltimore.
Yeah.
And so a couple of my teammates, this was like 3 years ago, and we was sitting down, and we was just playing a video game. We was drinking water. He was like, man, you can't drink this water bottle faster than me though. I'm like, what? So we paired up as four, but we paired up in twos. We went to the store. I'm talking, we walked to the store like 2 blocks.
Oh my gosh.
We walked to the store. We got 2 gallons of water.
Oh my gosh.
We competing. We all drinking a gallon of water. We switching off. We passed his team. We switching a gallon of water. And everybody threw up at the end of the day because we had too much water in our system. Like literally, like.
But that's the competitiveness.
Yeah, it was like for real, like so, like it's just natural for me to just want to be the best, and like I hate losing more than I like winning.
Right.
Yeah, so like.
You learn more from losing than you do winning too.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a lesson in everything, but I don't know that losing, man. I don't even like saying that word.
Bro, and dude, that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna be, and I agree with this. You're gonna be in the biggest rivalry in college sports.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, there's nothing like the Iron Bowl.
It's nothing like the Iron Bowl.
Dude, like what are you most excited about going running out of that game?
Just
like,
the atmosphere,
bro.
Atmosphere. It's at Jordan Hare this year, right? Or is
Yeah.
it-
Oh, it's gonna be,
Jordan
bro. It's gonna be home.
Yeah, it's gonna be just at Jordan this year. So I played in some crazy games, for sure. Nothing to the caliber we're gonna be playing, but I've been in some stadiums where it's like, okay, it's a lot of people out there.
Right.
Like so, like my sophomore year when we went to Hawaii and we played in Hawaii.
Holy.
Yeah, we was in Honolulu. We played in Hawaii, and then we played a team called Kahuku. So we was losing, We was losing during the game. Like fourth quarter, we losing with like 1 minute left.
Right.
And time keeps ticking down. They run the ball, taking the clock, the time off the clock.
Yeah.
And caught timeout. Long story short, we ended up winning the game. Right, we ended up winning the game crazy way.
Yeah.
So, but the time they had the ball, it's like 30 seconds left. They called timeout. No, we called timeout. And as soon as the timeout stopped, everybody in the stadium doing the Florida State chop. The whole stadium. I'm talking about the whole.
That's so
said,
crazy.
oh. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, nah, we just lost, bro. Like, no way. But the stadium, the atmosphere was just so crazy. Like, I couldn't even explain it. So I can only imagine what. Like, I was at the Texas A&M game last year.
Oh yeah, that
Bro,
was
that game was.
I couldn't even hear. Like, I'm like, he was like Juice. He was in the he right next to me. I was talking to him like right. He couldn't even hear me.
Y'all stormed that, right?
I was the first person on the field.
It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I was the first person on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was sitting literally in our kitchen watching that game, and I was like, thought we were good. Got a little dicey there for a minute, and then, dude, the way it ended, bro. I mean, I haven't seen that energy in Jordan-Hare Stadium in a long time,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like we're like on the start of a trend of like, man, you can feel that Auburn's gonna make a run this year.
Yeah, it's definitely a promising feeling when you go to practice and you just see guys next to you. Like
Right.
he like at any moment like he make a play, he can go first round. Like we have that potential on this team. So it's definitely, like I said, talk about competing. It's definitely a good time just being around the guys and just competing, making each other better every single day. You know what I'm saying? I don't shy away from any type of iron sharpens iron. I really believe in that. So
For sure.
How important do you think your head football coach back at St. Francis? How important was he in your development to where you are today?
Masai definitely. Well, Coach Masai, I'm sorry. Coach Masai definitely helped me a lot. He helped me a lot, just based off like we talking about the faith based aspect of everything.
Really?
Yeah, he definitely made me think a lot about what type of person I wanted to be, and as far as just being the best person for God, like just trying to nobody's perfect, we all sin, but at the end of the day, we had Bible study every Thursday.
Yeah.
We come into Bible study, he would give us some things to think about. You know, sometimes at the ages that we, you know what I'm saying, you're in high school at like age 15, 16, 17, 18, you kind of don't think about stuff like that.
Sure.
But being though I had some hardship throughout high school, it made me really rethink a lot of things. So just hearing him talk about God and how open he was talking about him, and he had a coach's Bible, so he'll read a scripture out of his coach's Bible, and then he'll give us some things to think about before we go out to practice. And I always took what he said in consideration. You know what I'm saying? Just throughout my day, just consistently trying to think about it because it was always positive. It was always good things that he was talking about. And when I got to go back home, when I went back home for this past break, we was just on for spring break. He was like, I went up to school, St. Francis. He was like, oh, you want to lead Bible study today? I'm like, yes. I led Bible study.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that was a great feeling too. Because I definitely love doing things like that. So that was a great feeling.
Bro, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like that full circle.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
For sure.
Dude, that's really sick.
Kind of the last question we wanted to leave off of is, as you just look over your entire football journey, you've been through a lot, but what would you say is like the best memory or story you have, just kind of looking back on everything?
The best memory or story I have.
He kind of gave you a tough one there too. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got a lot of great memories. Like going to St. Francis was the best. It was so fun. It was so much fun. And then like you kind of feel like when you came back home, you know it's an hour away. And, you know, we don't play anybody at home like that. So it was kind of like when we played at home, everybody came out. And just me not living in Baltimore, but living in PG County, I'll go home on the weekends. And I kind of get treated like a little royalty a little bit. I'm around, like I go to St. Francis, I'm playing football, you know, got offers and stuff like that. But yeah, I love going there. I mean, I'm really trying to figure it out. I would probably say, us being IMG my last year. That was an epic win. Like that was like
crazy
that was a
win.
great win.
That was a great win.
Yeah, that was a great win. We lost to them 2 years in a row, and then we came back when we got them up out of here.
Yeah.
Got
There
them up
you
out
go.
of here in a great fashion too. And then we go like that whole day, like we was not even that whole week.
Yeah.
Like, we was like our coach kind of got us in the mindset of like, all right, man, like it's that week.
Yeah.
Y'all better get prepared. And then we put on them all black jerseys. First time we wore them. We went down. We in the Morgan. We chilling, man. We in the locker room. Everybody got the music playing. I'm like, oh yeah, it's go time. So we go down. And we gave him 5. We had 5 turnovers on defense.
Wow.
We had 5 turnovers on defense, and 3 of them came in the first half.
That's incredible.
Bro, that's wild.
I had a
That's
pick.
crazy.
Darion, when I was just in here,
Yeah.
he had a strip sack, took it like 90 yards, touchdown.
Dude.
Bunch of forced, we had like 3 forced. He had a forced fumble.
Bro.
We had a
games,
pick
bro. 6. That's insane.
Yeah. We had like ultimate, definitely a crazy win for defensive. It was definitely a defensive game for us. We left it all on the line that game, and then we didn't have a game. Our last game.
Yeah.
The team we played, they forfeited. So then we just played against each other for senior night.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Played
cool.
against each other for senior night.
Did you win?
Yeah, I didn't play. My coach didn't let me play. Yeah, he didn't let me play. Yeah, he didn't let me play. I was mad he didn't let me play, but yeah, I love going there, and all the memories that I have. I wish they was all on camera.
Yeah.
I wish I could relive every single last laugh. Like, yeah, it was a great time.
Bro, I think I really resonated with what you said a minute ago with like it all being in your head because I get that. Like we both run cross country and Jackson won the state championship the last 3 years in a row.
That's what's up.
I'm right there with it. But I remember like going through like high school I mean we were good. We were probably the best in the conference. We were winning states and it was like I kind of got in my head of like, man, I don't, and it's funny because I don't think anyone put that pressure on me, but it was like,
you put it on yourself.
But I put it on myself, and I'm like, I couldn't get out of this like cycle of like, man, I could not get it out of my head.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, mine got way worse with the anxiety of the fact of like, dude, I was like passing out mid race. It's like it got that bad, but it really took me to get to the point of, I can't control the outcome. Like, I mean, you can only control what you can control,
Right.
but God knows. The ultimate outcome, and
Right.
I think that was really cool with what you said.
That the thing about that is when it's only like in your own head.
Right.
It's kind of like, so it's kind of one thing where it's kind of like my own struggle with myself was through my injuries. I would just always wonder if I was gonna be the same player. Like I would always like wonder if like am I gonna be back like I say I am, or like is this gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like the way I wanted to go. And it's just something. It was a battle myself because I couldn't control it. Like I couldn't control the next outcome.
Yeah.
You never knew what was gonna, like I could have been healed 100% the next day, or I could have been hurt. So like it was just a really like reoccurring in my head. Like I hope like just praying.
Right.
And if it happened, it happened. And if it didn't happen, I don't know what I would have did. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, I definitely got through those things, but and I never thought I would have went through something like that at a young age, because like I said, I was always just one of those kids. I was a happy kid.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing to be sad about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had nothing to be sad about. So when football was temporarily taken away, I didn't know how to deal with it because I've never been sad about nothing for my life. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely some hardship you go through.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, you kind of get over it pretty fast. But that was one thing I couldn't get over. I couldn't get over the fact that I just wasn't playing. So got over that, and then I just played free.
Well, y'all are gonna do some crazy things this year,
Bro, dude, I'm hyped, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jordan. Like I wish you guys were down here when we were in the Final Four.
Oh, dude, I wanted to ask you about that. Like,
Yeah.
were you out there?
I was on Tumors.
Okay.
I was on
Bro,
Tumors.
what was that like? Because, I mean, dude, Tumors Corner, after a football game, that's one thing, bro.
Yeah.
Final Four?
Yeah, we was in the Final Four, so we was at we was chilling. I think we went to Stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite place down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I need an NIL deal with them.
Hey.
So, yeah, and I need an NIL with Stacks. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was down here, and I wasn't even watching the game.
Right.
Because I'm very confident. So I'm like, man, they playing Michigan. I'm like, we gonna win. So we end up winning, and then it was literally like 10 minutes after we won, after the clock is 0, Tumors was flooded. Like I'm talking about 10 minutes after we won. Wow, was flooded. It was, and so I leave. I go back because you can't see Tumors from over here.
Right.
So I leave. It's not far. It's a walking distance.
Sure.
Maybe like 15-minute walk.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went. So we left Stacks, and I walked over back here. You know what I'm saying? Sit down, take a little nap or whatever. I'm chilling, watching a movie. So I get hungry again. So I walk back. I had Hamilton's that night for dinner.
Nice.
So I think I walked over to Hamilton's, and Tumors is still flooded. I'm like, I literally sat down, took a nap, watched the movie. I was in my apartment for maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
So crazy.
And people are still throwing toilet paper on the trees. I'm like, there's no way. And then at that point, I'm like, I went outside and I joined them. I'm like, man, I'm starting to throw the toilet paper on the trees and
You
stuff
think
like
that's
that.
crazy when y'all beat Bama this year? It's gonna be
Yeah. I don't think I'm going out that night. I'm gonna get in trouble. I would get in trouble. Yeah, I ain't gonna go out that night.
Bro, I was sitting there and watching that Final Four game, bro. I was
Yeah.
I'm like sitting in the car. We're at the beach and we're driving home, and I was
Yeah.
like, bro, they were so close. I
Yeah.
mean, I would have loved it, bro. If they could have won the whole thing.
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
I mean, you talk about the Final Four, bro.
Yeah.
If they would have won the whole thing,
Yeah.
bro, this place would have been.
Walter Clayton just had to have a day.
Bro.
I think he gave us 36.
Bro, he needs to go to the bro. He needs to go to the NBA so we can get him out of there. So we can.
But he ended up not even really. He didn't really play good when they played Houston.
Well,
They still won.
Well, dude, I wanted, and because we're from Charlotte, I'm also a pretty hard Duke fan.
Okay.
So Duke and Auburn go, and we were like, bro, Duke and Auburn are gonna play each other in the Final Four. This is crazy. And then I'm like,
that is crazy. Yeah, I got a couple friends that go to Duke. My dad hates Duke though.
No, I hate.
I respect it.
My dad hates
You either
Duke.
love it or you hate it.
My dad hates Duke. My dad's from Arizona too. So
Oh, okay.
He's an Arizona fan.
Oh, he likes Caleb Love.
Yeah, Caleb Love. Yeah, he's ecstatic when we got him.
Dude, we had a track meet that night, and I was with a ton of my buddies. We're like, bro, we're gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the game.
Yeah, watch the game.
And they're just sitting there, just glazing Caleb Love, and I'm like, bro, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I ran track for about a good 2 years.
There you go.
Then you knew football was the way to go.
Nah, so I always knew football was the way to go, but to be honest, that's what all the cute girls were. All the cute girls ran track, so I just ran track. I was pretty good at it though. I mean,
You have that speed. I bet you would be good in the 1 and 200.
yeah,
you probably
I
jump
ran the
too.
one. I ran my sophomore year. So like spring ball going on, right?
Right.
That's the time when outdoor was going on. Around that time when we was at St. Francis.
Yep.
So that's when at that time Nick Saban was coming to school.
Oh my gosh.
Kirby Smart was coming to the school.
That's so sick.
Ridiculous.
Who else came? Coach Durkin was coming. Freeze was coming to the school. Lane Kiffin came to the school.
Dude, this is
we had all
All the SEC guys.
all the major guys.
Yeah.
Dan Lannon was coming to the school all the time because we got a corner that actually goes there right now.
yeah.
That used to go to St. Francis. My old roommates actually. Tennessee was coming. Hype was coming to the.
Bro,
we had,
everyone's coming, bro.
Everybody was coming. So
Everyone's
yeah. So
coming.
track when track was going on, he was like, man, I ain't going to track. But yeah, I was pretty good at it though. I mean, my sophomore year, I think I ran 10.6.
It's not bad, bro.
Bro,
that's
that's
pretty
not bad at
solid.
all.
Yeah, I ran 10.6
There you
and
go.
100, and then I think I would have been a really good 400 meter runner though.
Bro.
Because I get faster as it goes. I run 48.
Yeah.
400.
Dude,
48.
I run 48. Yeah.
holy crap. Dude, so they put us, I mean, we're a long distance track. Like, I'm like 1 mile, 2 mile, but I was like, dude, so, and dude, all the like sprinters on my team laugh at me because I can't run the 1 and 2 that fast. Like, I
Yeah.
can't hold it. But I was like, I looked at my coach the other day, and we have all sprinters. Like, we don't have anyone that could do like an 800. So I was like,
Right.
Coach, put me in the 400.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know about this. I'm like, Coach, just trust.
Yeah.
And I was like, it wasn't bad, but dude,
Definitely
if
48,
I was running
nah.
against the 48, dude, that's a whole.
Yeah, I ran 48. Yeah, that was like I ran that. Well, my coach always told me because I always could keep my top speed for
Yeah.
a very long time. My coach always told me like run a 4, but that's a grown man race, right there. That's a grown man race. Like that's a full sprint. And so I did it. He's like, man, I ain't never doing this ever again. I don't care how
One and done.
I don't care how good my time was.
Nope.
I ain't never doing this ever again. But yeah, track was a good experience. That I liked it. It was cool. We got to travel and stuff like that.
you go.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Bro, nothing like y'all are about to be doing though.
Yeah, but actually, I travel more in high school than I would do here.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah,
that's the cool thing, like that a lot of guys don't get to do. Like y'all really traveled, like all over the country,
Man,
bro.
it's not as good as it sounds, though, man. It was tiring.
Right.
Like, it was
Were y'all busing
tiring.
it? Or were y'all on?
No, we was on a plane. We was on a plane. Like I probably got jet lag maybe like 4 or 5 times out of the whole season.
Y'all are going to Hawaii. That makes sense.
Well, no,
Dude,
we was in Hawaii for a
who
week,
gets to
though.
go play football in Hawaii in high school, bro?
We were in Hawaii for a week actually.
Y'all, that's crazy.
That's living the good life, bro.
So we was out in Hawaii. So we get out there first couple of days. We looking around like, damn, we in Hawaii. so we in Hawaii. We chilling. This hotel was cool. It was nice. And then the weather is the same every single day.
Dude, it's so nice there, bro.
It's gonna be 70 degrees every day.
Every day. It doesn't
No
change.
matter what, it doesn't rain. It's never cloudy. It was all just sunshine, rainbows, 70 degrees.
You're having the time of your life, bro.
Yeah, so we had the 'cause you know the time difference is real different.
6 hours.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours.
So we had to fly 5 hours to San Diego, then 5 hours to Hawaii.
Jet lag.
It's like a 12-hour flight.
So when we were down there, we literally had to practice at like 4 a.m. Like it was 4 a.m. Their time, but that's regular practice time for us
Right.
here. So we literally was over there and we're practicing. It was the littest practice we had all
That's so sick, man.
year. Like I'm talking about, we found a field. We there. Everybody got dressed. We were talking. Everybody's yelling and screaming at the top of the lungs. But it's 4 a.m. Like people are asleep. Like it's 4 a.m. Like, but yeah, that was a great time. Like that whole team. Like our whole defense were Power 5. Like
Y'all had a good team.
yeah, that was the best team I've ever been on in my whole life.
Bro.
You think if you took all those guys and gave them if you took all those guys, kept them together, and kept them in a college environment, played with them for the next 4 years,
we wouldn't lose.
you wouldn't lose.
We wouldn't lose. So it was I was there. So at corner, it was Auburn, other corner Oregon, safety Boston College, other safety Tennessee. So you got linebacker was Cincinnati. The other linebacker was Maryland. Our backup, well, no, he wasn't even a backup. He rotated. Our other rotated linebacker, he went to Wake Forest. Our D lineman.
Bro.
No. Our other, so it's like our other little safety.
Yeah.
He goes to Alabama. Then our D lineman, we were deep at D line room. It was like 10 deep. They all went Power 5.
Holy crap.
DN, LSU, other DN Cincinnati, D tackle Pitt, other D tackle. He used to be at USC, but he at Kentucky now. Kentucky. Then behind him, UNC Charlotte.
Yep.
Behind him, he not here no more, but Auburn.
Yep.
Other DN UMass. Another DN goes to Navy.
Oh my gosh.
And we got another D tackle. He's a 5-star now. He's a 5-star.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
He was a freshman then, 5-star now. And then other DN went to Kentucky.
Bro, that's crazy. Off the top of your head, bro.
Bro, it's gonna be.
Dude, what high school has that many D1 athletes?
Bro, St. Francis, bro.
And then our young guys had offers too. Like our young guys had a bunch of offers. Like
Good for them.
yeah,
bro.
freshmen. All like they're freshmen.
Dude, I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like his name Wayne Henry. Y'all know Wayne.
Yeah.
He's committed here. He was on that team.
Wow.
He was a freshman, and he's committed to Auburn.
Good for him, bro. That's insane.
That's great.
Bro,
It's a crazy
bro.
team.
It's gonna be a fun.
Bro, St. Francis coming to Auburn, bro?
I'm trying to make it happen.
Bro.
I really am trying to make it happen because I got my guys know I got their best interests at heart, so they trust me a lot.
There you go.
But yeah, I try. I really do try. Like I'm on the phone. We trying to get Gyra. I'm trying to get Gyra to come here.
Dude.
Yeah. So if we get him, man, I don't know. I might.
You're sitting there in the recruit, bro. You need to be in there in the recruiting talks, bro.
I need to get paid. That's what I need to get. I need to get paid.
yeah.
I need to get paid for recruiting at hourly basis. Hourly basis.
On top of the NIL.
Yeah, I'm saying. Hey. But yeah, I try to definitely get all my guys up here because they know how to work.
Good for
you know what I'm saying? They definitely have a good mindset when it comes to being able to understand. Okay, this is time for this and this is time for that. So we all high school, college kids, but we all go have fun. That's no story to tell. But when it's time to work, my guys work.
Bro.
My guys work.
Dude,
For sure.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. When you're looking into this upcoming season, what are you most looking for? Besides the game with Bama, what's kind of the goal going into next season?
The goal going into next season, I don't know. I honestly just want to just see where it goes.
Yeah, bro.
Just put my best foot forward every single day, because I'm not one of those type people that like to put stipulations on what I want to happen, and
You just play.
I just play. You know what I'm saying? I just play, like, because if I work hard enough, you know what I'm saying, everything that I possibly ever want is gonna happen. So I don't know. I just want to do anything that's gonna help the team win.
Yeah, bro.
Because that was my whole mindset coming in my freshman year. I didn't really put a lot of pressure on myself to be the guy, and wasn't looking for any type of what's the word? I wasn't looking for any type of like reassurance on what my role was on the team. Yeah. I just wanted to put my best foot forward every single day and just go to work, and that's the only thing I can really ask for. Yeah. Because I get in the field, you just gotta make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you do enough where they don't take you off.
No, bro, you're absolutely doing that, and it's gonna be an incredible season.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Dude, thanks. Dude, thank you for coming on, bro. It's been fun, bro.
Of course, I appreciate you guys, man. We supposed to do this though.
It's
like a couple months. This is what was like 5 months.
It's all good, bro. I just got we can do it in person, bro. It worked out better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Auburn's gonna have a good season this year. Blake Woodby, thanks so much.